Hello everybody, and welcome back to yet another installment of Life Stories. My name is Trent, and as usual, I hope you guys are all doing awesome. Today, we got some stories coming at you from Reddit/entitledparents. So, without further ado, let's get started. Our first story of the day is titled, Entitled Dad Wants Barbecue Half Price. This story is from many years ago, but since I recently found this sub, I thought I'd post it. Surprisingly, this is probably my only really bad interaction after working 7 years in retail. I worked at a large Canadian grocery store called Superstore, very similar to something like Walmart or Target. Our cast, ED, entitled Dad, me, and DM, department manager. ED and his child approach me in the store. I can tell right away the child was not happy with the situation. ED says, "Excuse me, but I was just at another store location, and they had that barbecue on sale for half price. I'd like to buy it from here at that price." "Alright, well, let me go check the system for the price and I'll see if it comes up on sale," I said. So, I go check the price, and of course, it's not on sale. "I'm sorry, but it doesn't look like the barbecue's on sale." "That's ridiculous. I was just at the other store, and they had it half price. Can't you just change the price to what it should be?" "I'm sorry, but I don't have the ability to alter the price without a manager override." "Would you like me to call the other store? I can ask why they were selling the barbecue half price, since it might be due to some sort of damage." At this point, the ED starts getting really upset about me questioning him. "Why do you need to call the other store? I was just there and saw the price. Are you calling me a liar? I want to speak with your manager now." Meanwhile, the child is standing there, almost trying to hide. I felt genuinely bad because I could tell this wasn't the first time his dad had done something embarrassing. I go and get my manager to deal with this idiot. My manager says, "What seems to be the issue here?" "I saw this barbecue for half price at the other store. Your employee refuses to give me this price for it." "Well, our prices are set by head office, and they're the same across all stores. I can get him to call the store and find out why they were clearing that barbecue half price." "This is ridiculous. You should just change the price for me. You've already wasted so much of my time." "I'm sorry, but we're unable to do that. Like I said, prices are set at head office, and we can't just change them unless merchandise is damaged or needs to be cleared out." "This is BS. I want both your full names, and I'll be calling head office and reporting you both. You'll both be in a lot of trouble for this." My manager just chuckled and told him he's sorry we couldn't help, which just made the guy angrier. The saddest part was the poor kid sitting there, so embarrassed. Before they leave, the kid actually walks up to me and says, "I'm sorry about my dad." The dad just grabbed him by the arm and stormed off. Out of curiosity, I called the other store, and sure enough, there was never any half-price barbecue. We also never received any sort of complaint from head office. This guy was just your typical lying dick. As someone who worked in a store like this once, I can say that if a barbecue was on for half price, the likelihood of you getting to it before it was gone is pretty slim. Dude was probably just reading labels wrong. Anyway, moving on. Our next story is titled, EM Tells Her Kids to Steal My Longboard at the Beach. So today, I had my first encounter with a level 99 entitled mother, and I wouldn't repeat. I live in a small coastal town near Alicante in Spain, and today the weather was perfect for a day on the beach, so I took my brand new longboard, a Sector 9 Mirage Meridian for those interested, and went to a small beach that's kinda hidden, so not many people know it. Also, it's one of those beaches that's part sand and part rock, so it's perfect for me because I can leave my longboard in the rocks and not worry about sand getting inside the bearings. I arrived, and there were only like 3 other human beings at the beach, and another person paddle surfing. So, I go to the other side of the beach because I don't like having people around my stuff while I'm inside the water. So, I get in, and maybe 10 minutes later, the EM Karen arrives with 4 kids, around 5 to 10 years old, 3 boys and 1 girl. Immediately, they go to the side of the beach that my backpack, towel, and board were on, but I don't think anything of it, because you won't think that a grown-ass woman would try to steal from you. They set camp 8 meters or so away from where I left my stuff, and suddenly, 2 of the boys notice my longboard, so they get close. I'm watching from the beach, and I get out of the water without a hurry because they don't seem like they're touching it. So I get out and greet the kids and show them my board, and both of them like it a lot, and they ask me if they can ride it. I tell them nicely that it's a difficult sport, and besides that, we're at the beach and it's not going to work either on the sand or the rocks. The kids were disappointed, but understood that the beach wasn't the best place to try riding the board, so they go back to their mom. 5 minutes pass, and suddenly, Karen is approaching, with a smug look on her face, but walking awkwardly around the rocks. "Excuse me, but my kids asked you politely if they could try your board. Why wouldn't you let them?" "I could give you many reasons, but mainly, this isn't the terrain to use it." "Well, I don't care. Don't bring a toy to the beach if you're not okay with children wanting to play with it." "First of all, it isn't a toy. This is a quite expensive longboard that I use both as a transport method and a sport. And secondly, I'm perfectly sure that I'm in my right to not let your kids touch my stuff." "You are such a rude young person. I bet your parents are ashamed." "Whatever. Get lost," I said. Karen storms back to her towel, spouting obscenities, and after a while, I decide that it's so hot I should get inside the sea for a bit. However, this time, I'm a lot more suspicious of Karen and the brats, so I didn't go too far, and I stay in the shore near my longboard. Karen starts packing her stuff and tells the kid that it's time to leave, but she calls the 2 older boys that wanted to see my longboard and whispers something in their ears. Now, I get freaking ultra suspicious and get ready to storm out of the sea and catch the kids if needed. But at the same time, I play dumb and look the other way while I discreetly keep my eye on my board. As soon as they think I'm distracted, the 2 kids start running towards my stuff. I start running myself because I know the crap Karen told them to pull off. They pick my longboard up, but it's too late for them to run away. I'm already out of the water and running at them full speed. So I grab my longboard and unceremoniously take it out of the hands of one of the boys. Karen, watching from the distance, rushed towards me while yelling, "Assault! Assault! He hit my kid and stole his skateboard! Assault!" There are now like 10 people in the beach, and they're all looking at us. "Give it back or I'm calling the police. You should know my husband is in the Guardia Civil." It's like the Spanish military police of sorts. "Like I give a crap. Call them. This is my longboard, and I can prove it," I said. "It's not yours. It's a children's toy that belongs to my kids." At this point, all of her kids are crying. "Ma'am, if you try to take this board from me, I'll sue you so hard I'll be able to buy myself a full collection of them." She proceeded to try and grab my longboard by the grip tape side. Rookie mistake, because I have my hands on the trunks, so when she tried to grab it, I pulled back lightly, scratching her palm. "You scratched my hand! How dare you hit a woman!" At this point, I'd lost my nerves, and I didn't hit her just because I'm 1.86 meters tall, 24 years old, and well built, while she was 1.60 and at least 40, skinny and in front of her kids, and I've never laid my hands on a woman. So in my scariest screaming voice, I tell her to back off. At this point, 2 police officers that were driving their motorcycle on the road by the beach notice the fuss and approach us. As soon as Karen sees them, she starts with the usual Karen BS. "Officers, thank God you're here. This boy here assaulted me and my kids and stole their toy." Officer 1 turns to me. "Is that true?" "Of course not. It was her who tried to steal my longboard. I can prove it's mine. I have at least 10 photos of it on my phone from various dates, and I even have the receipt on my email." "Can you show me the receipt and the photos?" Officer 2 accompanied me back to my backpack, and we picked my phone, and I showed him each and every photo and video I had of me longboarding, the receipt, and even my longboarding gloves, which were inside my backpack. We go back to Officer 1, Karen, and the kids, where Karen is making up all sorts of stuff about me. Officer 2 tells his partner that the longboard is without a doubt mine, but Karen doubles down on her story. "Enough with this, ma'am. Please. The board belongs to this boy, and there's no doubt about it. Go away before I fine you for disturbance of the order." Karen goes away, shouting obscenities. The officers apologized to me for the troubles, but I thanked them because they ended up taking my side. So a pretty crazy day at the beach. I wonder how people can be so entitled. If anyone is interested, I have photos of my longboard in my profile to see. And that's the end of this story. And I gotta say, this is one of the recurring subjects I see when we're talking about Karens and their entitled kids. I don't understand how it's acceptable to see something that your kids want when it clearly belongs to someone else and just think it's okay to pick it up and walk away. That's theft. Of course the cops are gonna get on your case. Anyway, with that story out of the way, we're out of time for today's episode. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Life Stories. You know how this goes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. My name is Trent, and I hope to see you guys soon.